Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Troilus and Cressida, and we get to hear from Ulysses today in Act 3, Scene 3. You've probably noticed that I've been doing the Act 3, Scene 3 thing, and it's because, as in a lot of other Shakespearean plays, this one doesn't necessarily actually delineate acts and scenes in the folio, which is the version that we're following, but other versions have split it up into acts and scenes, and it makes it a little bit easier to break this stuff up. So anyway, my air quotes, Act 3, Scene 3. And in this scene, we've got a little bit more plot developing, because remember, Troilus and Cressida are finally expressing their love to each other in a physical sense over in Troy. And the Greeks are still a little bit of a mess, but we're currently in the Greek camp where Calchas, or Calchas, however you want to pronounce that, who is Cressida's father, had come to say, hey, you have this Trojan prisoner who's very valuable to them. I've been wanting to get my daughter for a while. How about we do a trade of Antenor for Cressida? And the Greek commanders were like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Agamemnon's like, yeah, let's go ahead and make that happen, and Diomedes, go with him, and while you're there, check and make sure that Hector actually still wants to do this fight against our champion, because we're ready to go, like with Ajax, so make sure that Hector's still ready to fight tomorrow. So Diomedes and Calchas go to propose the trade of Cressida for Antenor, and when they exit, Achilles and Patroclus come and stand sort of in the doorway of Achilles' tent, and Ulysses notices and says, Achilles stands in the entrance of his tent. Please at our general to pass strangely by him, as if he were forgot. And princes, all, lay negligent and loose regard upon him. I will come last. 'Tis like he'll question me, why such unplausive eyes are bent, why turned on him? If so, I have derision medicinable to use between your strangeness and his pride, which his own will shall have desire to drink. It may do good. Pride hath no other glass to show itself but pride, for supple knees feed arrogance and are the proud man's fees. So, this amuses me. This amuses me to no end, because like they're all 12 years old. They're not literally 12 years old. Remember, Nestor's either 90 or like 3,000, depending on what source material you're looking at. But they're still wanting to knock Achilles off of his high horse. So they decide that as they walk past him, they're going to ignore him or treat him badly. This is Ulysses' plot, that as they walk past him, they should either not acknowledge him at all, or if they do acknowledge him with some sort of derision, like a psh, instead of a like, oh, Achilles, how are you? How are you? Because Achilles is their best soldier, and they know this, but he's gotten too full of himself, and it's making the other Greek soldiers not pay attention to what the commanders are saying and all that sort of thing. So they want to knock him down, and they're going to knock him down by playing mean girls at him, which it just amuses me that this is their plan. And Ulysses is like, I'll go last because I know what to say that will like let you off the hook, but also still damage his pride. And this is what we want to do, is we want to damage his pride. So all of the rest of them are like, yeah, sure, sounds good. So Agamemnon and Nestor walk past, and they barely acknowledge Achilles. And who else is there? Menelaus walks past, and he's just like, hey, Achilles, and he leaves. And then Ajax walks past and says hi to Patroclus instead of to Achilles, and Achilles is like, hi, Ajax, and Ajax is like, what? Oh, yeah, hey, and then goes on. And then, of course, Achilles is going to have a moment with Patroclus to try to figure out what's going on, and that's going to be tomorrow's monologue. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.